We take essential source material, find the key insights, and, well, give you what you need to know.
That's the plan.
And today, we're aiming high. Really high. We're talking about the top job at NASA.
That's right. We've got the official announcement here, signed by President DJT, nominating the next administrator for a National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
So our mission today, go beyond just the name.
Exactly. We need to unpack the specific details, the qualifications mentioned right here in the text, because the announcement calls the nominee ideally suited to lead NASA into a bold new era. We want to understand why.
Okay, let's get into it. We're looking directly at the announcement text. And it starts by setting the scene, right? Acknowledging the transition.
Precisely. It doesn't just jump to the new person. First, it gives credit where it's due, noting Sean Duffy has done an incredible job as interim administrator.
Which is, standard practice sometimes, but maybe more here.
I think it signals something. It's like saying, things are running well, the bar is high, and now we're bringing in someone to take it to the next level. It frames the incoming leadership.
Right. Turbocharging it, as you said before we started.
Yeah.
And the person they picked, well, it's definitely not the typical profile you might expect.
No, absolutely not. This is where, for you listening, it gets really interesting. The announcement introduces Jared Isaacman.
Okay, Isaacman. And the way they describe him, this list of roles, it's quite a mix.
It really is. It's a 4-part description, and the order feels deliberate. It starts with number 1, accomplished business leader.
Okay, leading with business. That feels significant, especially for NASA.
It is. That's the foundation they're laying for this nomination. It immediately tells you something about the perceived needs of the agency right now in this, modern space landscape.
And why that emphasis? Why business leader first?
Well, think about where space is today. NASA works so closely with commercial partners now. You've got SpaceX, Boeing, others. The whole commercial crew, cargo, the plans for commercial stations in low Earth orbit.
Right, the CO test model, CLD.
Yeah.
It's all partnership.
Exactly. So starting with business leader suggests a focus on, maybe, efficiency, managing complex partnerships, economic scaling, skills you'd value if you're leaning heavily on private industry.
Okay. But I have to ask, leading NASA, isn't there usually a strong science background or, deep government program management experience? Is there a risk here?
That's the immediate question, isn't it? Does focusing on business sideline the A in NASA, the aeronautics, or the S, the space science?
Yeah.
Well, the announcement seems to anticipate that. Right after business leader, the very next description is philanthropist.
Ah, okay. So trying to balance the profile. Business drive, but also public good.
It suggests that, doesn't it? It adds a layer of mission focus, something beyond just the bottom line, important for a public agency.
Okay, so we have business efficiency, maybe, and a nod to public service. But then it pivots, right? Gets more hands-on.
It does. The next 2 are very operational. Number 3, pilot.
Okay. Practical skill, understands flight, systems, risk. Makes sense.
And then the 4th one, the one that really jumps out, astronaut.
Right, that's the one. Putting astronaut on the resume for the administrator, that feels new.
Almost unheard of as a primary qualification for the top job. Usually it's former astronauts who become administrators after a long NASA or military career, maybe, but listed like this as part of the core justification.
And it connects directly to his business side, too, because this isn't a career NASA astronaut we're talking about.
Exactly. That's the crucial link here. It's Jared Isaacman, commander of Inspiration 4.
The first all-civilian mission to orbit.
Right, so the text isn't just saying he went to space, it's implicitly saying he led a complex space mission, funded and organized largely outside the traditional NASA structure. He used his business skills to execute a spaceflight.
So it's astronaut experience, but through a private sector entrepreneurial lens.
Precisely. It's the ultimate merger, in their view, perhaps. The boardroom, the philanthropy, the cockpit, and the command seat on orbit. That combination is the argument the announcement is making for why he's suited for the role.
It's a unique package. And they also add a personal touch, don't they?
They do. The announcement includes congratulations to Jared, his wife Monica, and their children, Mila and Liv. A reminder of the personal commitment involved in such a big role.
A nice touch.
Okay.
So that's the who and the why him, based on his background. A fusion of business and space ops. Now, what's he supposed to do? What's the mission?
Right. What are the marching orders? The announcement says the nomination is based on his passion for space, astronaut experience, and dedication to pushing the boundaries of exploration.
Okay. Passion, experience, pushing boundaries. Sounds good, but a bit general.
It gets more specific. It lays out 3 clear objectives that Isaacman is expected to advance. This is the core of the mandate, really.
Let's hear them.
Okay, first one, exploration. That's classic NASA, the Artemis program, Mars, going further out.
Table stakes, you could say. Gonna have that.
Yep. Second, unlocking the mysteries of the universe. This covers the science, astrophysics, planetary science, Webb telescope type stuff. Pure discovery.
Also essential NASA identity.
Right, but the third one, this is the one that really resonates with his profile, especially that business leader part. He's tasked with advancing the new space economy.
There it is. That phrase again, new space economy, we hear it a lot. For you listening, what does that really mean in this context?
It's crucial. It's not just launching government missions. It's about fostering a whole commercial ecosystem in space. Think, manufacturing things in microgravity.
Okay.
Using resources found on the moon or asteroids, that's in situ resource utilization, or ISRU, space tourism, obviously, building commercial space stations to replace the ISS eventually.
So all the infrastructure and business activity happening off Earth?
Exactly. And the mandate here is clear. NASA's role isn't just to do things, but to help enable this commercial market, to be an accelerator, maybe a key customer, but to really push this private sector growth.
Which brings us right back to why you'd want an accomplished business leader who's also commanded a private space mission.
It makes perfect sense in that light, doesn't it? The announcement explicitly connects the dots. It says this unique combination of passion, astronaut experience, and dedication to these 3 goals, exploration, discovery, and the space economy, makes him ideally suited.
So the argument is you need someone fluent in, like, 3 languages. Government, science, and business enterprise.
That seems to be the thinking. Someone who understands the operational realities of spaceflight from personal experience, but also understands market forces, investment, and commercial development. The text frames this as necessary for this bold new era.
It implies that maybe the old model isn't enough to drive this commercial future they envision.
It certainly suggests a stronger pivot towards enabling and integrating commercial capabilities, an acknowledgement perhaps that the private sector can move very quickly in certain areas, and NASA needs leadership that can leverage that speed and efficiency.
So we might see maybe more programs structured like commercial crew or cargo, more focus on buying services rather than owning hardware.
That seems like a very likely direction based on this mandate, accelerating commercial LEO destinations, lunar surface commercial services.
Right.
Things like that seem aligned with this focus.
Okay, let's quickly recap the main points for everyone listening. We've got the nomination of Jared Isaacman for NASA Administrator.
Right.
The announcement highlights his background as a blend business leader, philanthropist, pilot, and significantly astronaut via a private mission.
A very deliberate combination of credentials.
And the mandate from President DJT is threefold. Continue exploration, keep pursuing scientific discovery,
The traditional pillars.
but with a major emphasis on actively advancing the new space economy.
That third point really seems to be the driver for this specific choice of leader. It connects his unique background directly to a forward-looking economic objective for NASA.
So the source material paints a picture of NASA shifting gears, leaning into commercial partnerships even more, led by someone with deep private sector and operational space roots.
Exactly. Which leaves us, and you, with a really interesting question to think about.
Go on.
Well, the announcement clearly tasks the new administrator with both unlocking the mysteries of the universe, that's pure science, long-term discovery, and advancing the new space economy, which is inherently about commercial development, market forces, maybe shorter timelines.
Right, those could potentially pull in different directions.
They could. So the provocative thought is this. How does NASA, under this kind of leadership and this specific mandate, balance those two things? How do you protect and prioritize fundamental, curiosity-driven science, which might not have an immediate commercial payoff, while also aggressively pushing forward the commercialization of space?
That tension between pure discovery and economic development. Finding that balance.
That seems like it will be the central challenge and perhaps the defining characteristic of this bold new era they're talking about.
Something for you to definitely mull over. That's our deep dive for today. Hope you feel you've got the inside track on this important transition at NASA.